Hey everybody, John the Other here, obviously. Now, I began the original version of this, which I've subsequently deleted, with the very foolish opening, something like, "Dear Social Justice Warriors," or as if they're listening to me with any intent other than to call me names. So rather than that, I'm just going to suggest that this is a video for young people of college age, or if you find yourself in a public sector union or anywhere else that the social justice ideology has taken root and is the major ideology. Now, I've already been insulting two SJWs. It's not my intent. If you can sit all the way through this without turning it off, it will improve your life. Starting now and forever. This video, what I'm about to tell you. Human relationships, whether they are just friendships, whether they're professional friendship relationships, whether they're sexual relationships or a mixture of any of these qualities, if they are not dysfunctional, have as their foundation trust between the people who are party to that relationship. So you're friends with somebody, you like them, you get along with them, you go out for beers with them, you go hiking with them, whatever, the stuff that you do as friends is based on this foundation of trust. You mutually trust one another to some degree, and that is the basis for having a friendship or a relationship or a romantic relationship or a sexual thing or whatever. And this applies to all different areas of life, professional, social, sexual, and so on. And without trust, you don't have a friendship, whether it's a sexual friendship or a platonic friendship or whatever. The problem with the social justice framework, or ideology, or viewpoint is that it undermines and destroys the ability to trust people. If you are a proponent of social justice, if you are an advocate of it, or dare I say a social justice warrior, other people who know this about you, that you're an SJW, cannot trust you. Why can't they trust you? Because social justice is performance art. It is a moral posture that is false. It's a performance. Now, on its face, social justice is opposed to a bunch of things that are uncontroversially negative. Sexism is not disputed as being a negative. Everybody kind of understands and knows that sexism is a negative. Racism is a negative. Everybody gets that. Homophobia is pretty much universally understood to be a negative. And so on and so forth. Then you can throw in a bunch of other ones too. All these are just specialized forms of bigotry. And everybody, even the people who fall prey to them, who fall into this or that form of bigotry, they all understand that whether it's an ethnic-based or a sexual-based or whatever, they understand that these different specialized forms of bigotry are negatives. Everybody gets that. It's not a controversial thing that needs to be explained to anybody. So the social justice model of attacking and opposing all these different kinds of bigotry, I'm against sexism, I'm against racism, I'm against this ism and that ism and blah, 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 are not, in fact, oppositions to any of these actual forms of bigotry. They're performance art pieces to signal to your social justice peers that you are moral up to a level, and then more moral than they are because you're attacking the racism with more vigor than they are. Therefore, you're more moral. It's a performance piece. It's competitive morality, which is to say it's a false morality. And nobody is more fearful of being attacked than another social justice warrior. They all police each other. And the first one to step out of line goes under the bus faster than a Republican being swarmed by, regressive leftists. The SJWs themselves are more fearful of other SJWs than everybody else, because they will be destroyed. They'll be attacked at the level of their person. They'll be defamed. They'll be kicked out of their social group and blacklisted and so on. Because, again, the attack against racism or sexism or whatever ism isn't actually focused on the sources of racism, the misconceptions that lead to racist thought. It's just attacking the person. It's a false posture. It's a performance piece. So the relationships, whether they're friendly or professional or sexual, within a social justice-minded peer group are relationships based on conformity and fear, not on trust. It undermines trust. It prevents it. And someone from outside the social justice framework looking at an SJW instantly understands that an SJW is playing this false morality game to posture themselves, look how moral I am because I'm attacking the bad person. That their relationships are fear and conformity based, not trust based, so you can't be trusted as an SJW even by other SJWs. And once you understand this, you have to decide, do I want my relationships in my life to be based on fear and conformity or based on trust? Well, there's one way to have relationships that is non-toxic, non-dysfunctional, and that's to have relationships based on trust. The SJW framework prevents it. If you want to have a good life, if you want to have better relationships, that's what you've got to step away from. And I don't care if you're a liberal or a conservative or a libertarian or a communist. I don't care. I don't care if you're on a campus or in a public sector union. I don't care. And I don't care what your sexuality is or what your skin color is. I don't care about any of that. If you want to have a better life, build your relationships on trust rather than on fear and conformity. And that means you've got to step away from that toxic ideology. Or don't. It's your choice, and it's your life. Thanks very much for watching, and have a lovely day.